Hello, my name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of KMD89 VA Claims Consultant, Leave No Vet Behind, and also I'm a United States Army veteran. Today, I'm bringing another educational video as it pertains to the VA disability compensation claims process. Today, we're going to be discussing the VA claims folder. What is it? What information that you can find in the folder, how it could be successful when utilized the correct way in a high-level review. And then I'm going to share with you the form that you need and where you can submit it. Okay. But before we get into today's video, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow veterans. Also, you can follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So today's video, the VA claims folder. What is it? What's in it? How can you utilize it so you can be successful with your claim, especially on a high-level review, and where you can go and get the form to submit to the VA to get a copy of it. Okay. Now, a lot of veterans, they'll schedule a free consultation, and one of the questions on my consultation checklist is, do you have a copy of your claims folder? 60% of the time, the answer is no. And I'm like, why? Why not? And he was like, hadn't gotten around to it. Well, if you're going through this claim process, you might want to get around to it. Okay. So, what is a VA claims folder? The VA claims folder is everything the VA has on you. Okay. So, if you've never filed a claim before, you don't have one because your records are still at RMC, Record Management Center. Okay. But when you start the process, they're going to start building that folder. If you're already in the process, then you actually have a folder. Okay. And this is what my paper file looks like. All right. Now, a lot of people say, man, Dwayne, that's a lot. Trust me, it's not. Compared to some other files, this is only 2 volumes. Maybe compared to some other files, it may be 10 volumes or 12 volumes. But all this is electronic now. Back when I was a rating specialist, this is what we had to review to complete a rating decision. So think about that the next time you send in 3,000 pages of paperwork. Okay. Now, that's the claim file. What are some of the things that you can find in the claim file? You can find previous rating decisions, previous rating code sheets, compensation and pension exams, medical records known as service treatment records, STRs from active duty. And even when I but when I eventually received a copy of my claims file on CD, it even had the recruiter's paperwork from when I entered active duty. And it had my 201 file. If you're in the Army or Air Force, you know what a 201 file is. And then it had NCOERs, non-commissioned officer evaluation reports. Okay. It had all that information. I didn't think all that information was in there, and it had all my awards, citations, the orders for those awards, the orders taking me to Fort Sill, Oklahoma to get reclassified, everything. So there's a plethora of information in there, and that information would definitely help you be successful throughout the claims process. Again, if you never filed a claim, then no, you wouldn't have a claims folder. But how can this help you on a high-level review? And the best way to explain that is how it helped me on appeal. So I'm gonna give you one example. I got towards the end of my claim and I was like, you know what? I've submitted this DBQ, I've done this. Now it's time to do an appeal. Didn't have to. It was just some people at the VA that was adjudicating my claim wasn't paying attention. Okay. So before I went in there, I got a legal pad and I wrote down everything that I was appealing, what evidence I had to support why I should have been service connected, granted an early effective date, or even granted a higher percentage. Okay. So I had that down on legal pad. Now, back then, everything was paper. So I walked in my hearing with this, and it was on video like I'm doing now. Okay. I walked in with this and I had that legal pad. So one of the things that I was appealing was an early effective date. I got an increase for a particular condition using a DBQ. But 2 years prior to that, I submitted a VA Form 21 4138 for a claim for increase. And when they eventually service connected me 2 years later, they went back 2 years and they were supposed to go back. I'm sorry, they went back 2 months and they were supposed to go back 2 years. Now, I know a lot of you probably caught it. Say, wait a minute, Dwayne, you submitted a claim for increase on a 4138. Well, back then you could do that. Now you cannot. You have to use a prescribed form, i.e., example, VA Form 21 526EZ or VA Form 20 0995 or 0996. Okay. But back then, you could submit a piece of paper, legal pad, piece of paper, or whatever. But I used the VA Form 21 4138 for the increase. And it had the regional office date stamp on it. So when I got into the hearing, first item up after I got sworn in, I said, hey, I'm filing an appeal for early effective date for this particular condition. I submitted a VA Form 21 4138 back in July 2013, I believe, or something like that. And we were already in 2015. And she said, oh, yeah, I know you said that, but I didn't see it. I was like, well, did you look for it? Yeah, we looked for it. I said, well, go back to 2013. And she was like, oh, I don't see it. I was like, what month and year are you in? December 2014. I said, July 2013. So she finally got there and she stopped. She was like, yep, I see it. So then I said, for the record, because it was recorded, we can both concur that the effective date assigned was incorrect and it should go back 2 years due to the 4138. She says yes. And then I just went down the line. I had DBQs with nexus statements, actionable and sufficient, of course, that they didn't use initially. And I told them, look, I'm not going to a CMP exam, so you're going to rate with this evidence. And she tried to get me to go to the CMP exam. And I said, well, why are you trying to do that? Why are you refusing my DBQ from my private doctor? Why does the VA even have them on the website to begin with if you all don't want to use them? And she was like, well, let me review them to see if I can use them. I was a rating specialist at the time, so I made sure that they could use the DBQs before I even submitted. So we went down, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 different things. I end up winning my appeal on everything that I appealed. Okay. But it was all due to me having a copy of my claims file. Now, the paper copy, again, everything that I sent the VA, I kept a copy. Everything that the VA sent me, I kept a copy. And back then, there wasn't any third-party contractors, so you had to go to the VA hospital CMP office for your CMP exam, which meant a week later, you could go to release of information and get a copy of it. And guess what? I stuck that in my claims file because I wanted to know exactly what that examiner was talking about. Okay, so that's how it helped me. Now, I'm going to show you which form you can use, where to get it, and where you need to submit it to get a copy of this claims file. Okay, I'm gonna put the details in the description section. I know I'm gonna get that one person, Dwayne, how do you get it? I'm gonna tell you, go to the description section, figure it out. Okay, it's super easy. You click the show more button and a lot of information will pop up and it'll be in there and I'll put this link. Okay. So here is the VA's website. I'm going to put this link in the description section of this video. Okay. And I'm going to add some information in there of what I put on a different form, but you can use this form. All right. I use the 4138, but you can use this form. All right. So when you get to the VA's website, again, I'll put the link in the description section. You click this button here, and what you're going to do is going to bring up the actual form. Now, most forms, VA forms, at the beginning, they have some good information. A lot of veterans skip this. Read this. Okay. Read it. It only takes a couple of minutes. Once you go through it, you're going to fill it out. Okay. You're going to put all this information in there, self-information. Don't forget at the top, you need to put your social security number. And then it asks here records you are seeking. Okay. If I had to do it over again, I would select claims folders, service treatment records, DD 214, education benefit records, military civilian transition records, maybe human resources, disability examinations. And then I would come here, I would select other, and I would put something like I would like my entire VA claims folder. Okay. So you tell them you want everything. And then you want to sign it, request a signature, okay, and date it. All right. Now they give you some options in the instructions section right here. Where to send your request. The records custodian, centralized support division. Okay. Now, if you click on this, we're not going to click on it. Well, yeah, we'll click on it here in a minute. But here you can mail it to Janesville, Wisconsin, or you can email it. Okay. Now, I didn't do it, so I don't know which way could be faster. I'm assuming emails, or is like I guess, maybe a direct upload request right to the VA. But let's click on centralized support division. I haven't clicked on it. Oh, let's see if something comes up. Okay, nothing came up. It gave me the little finger to point on it. But more than likely, when you click on this, I did click on it. I'm not going to click on it now. But if you click on it, if you have Outlook like myself, then that should come up. And then you can have this already completed on a computer and attach it to the email as a PDF file. Okay. So super easy to submit that request, but keep in mind, why is this claim file important? I just gave you a personal example when I went through my appeal / high level review, and also how it can help you with your claim, because you're looking at everything that they're looking at. Okay. So it's transparency. Now, if you just submitted a claim and you went to a CMP exam and you did this request a couple of months prior, maybe that information hadn't made it to your folder, but you can always submit another one. Okay. So, with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.